We're back, guys, with another movie review. Of course, we've been waiting for the movie.
Ooh, Star Wars.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi. I've been waiting for this movie for 2 years, and it's this movie's been very interesting because so far it has a lot of fans divided.
Yeah.
You know, like in terms of Rotten Tomatoes, some people don't care too much about Rotten Tomatoes. The critics loved it. It's like at 93% Rotten Tomatoes, but the fans are at 57%.
Yeah.
57%, which means a lot of fans had a problem with this movie.
Which I kind of understand why. Because there's many parts of this movie where I can see why people are not so satisfied with it.
Yeah, you can see that?
I'm not super satisfied with it.
All right, so first of all, we're going to do a spoiler-free part of the review, the first part. The second half, we're going to talk about spoilers, but we will warn you. Mm-hmm. We will warn you, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's start off with the good. I mean, the characters in this movie, amazing. Poe, they developed them. You get to know Poe a little bit more. He's like this rebel in this movie.
Yeah, like him and Leia, like they has a relationship with like a mom and a son, and he doesn't listen, and he's like, do this, don't do that, and he's like, no, this is the right way to do, blah blah blah. So
it's like a mother-son relationship.
Yeah,
it's cool. More of a mother-son relationship than Kylo Ren is with Leia, because Kylo Ren is the real son of Leia. But yeah, Poe, he just wants to do what he wants to do. He wants to blow stuff up. He wants to blow the Empire, the First Order up. And Leia's like, nope, we got a plan.
Right, which I feel like you said before, like he kind of giving the vibe of Han Solo, right?
He reminds me of Han Solo, and Han Solo is probably my favorite character of all time in terms of Star Wars. And then also Finn, he has his own subplots in this movie. Mm-hmm. He does a great job. Him and the new character Rose, they go on this kind of like this mini adventure. And even though the performances are great, their subplot, their task that they had to do to kind of save the rebellion, I was not crazy about.
To keep it simple and short, this thing that they had to do, Rose and Finn, that's one of the parts where you kind of zone out.
You zoned out?
I zoned out. Because it was like very like not interested in like this planet where they were. It's like boring. So I kind of lost the connection of the movie.
You lost the connection.
And then, of course, I went back to the connection. But that part was a good half an hour where you kind of like, yeah.
Okay. And then also, Kylo Ren, he still brings it this movie. He brings it. The guy's crazy. He definitely plays the part.
Crazy.
And he's very intense as the first one. You could tell he got a little jacked up in this one.
Yeah.
He got some mass. He got some size.
He got some muscles now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to mess with this dude.
Yeah. I mean, the first scene that they capture him, he's really angry about.
He's always angry.
So, he smashed something.
Right. He's always smashing something, which is kind of... I like seeing him do that for some reason. He just like starts... I
don't know. For me, I think it's
I kind of enjoy it. It's kind of funny. So, for some reason, this movie, this time around, like the bad guys in this movie, they're kind of funnier than the first movie.
Yeah.
Like General Hux. Like in the beginning of the movie.
God.
General Hux.
Hilarious. He's like
so intense.
He's so serious, He wants to like give orders. He gives orders and everybody's supposed to listen to him, but nobody listens to him, and he's like so serious. So it's hilarious.
It's like the director, Rian Johnson, he did a good job of pinpointing that this guy is so serious that I could kind of use this for comedy. Mm-hmm. In a way. Totally, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Rey, our main character. Love her. Her story is very interesting in this. She definitely evolves. In this movie. With the help of course, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, so the two of them had like the whole part of the movie, just the two of them, this whole dialogue back and forth, and it was cool because I actually liked that part of the movie, like that war where they are, and this new creatures comes out and
in the island.
A
lot of stuff, we can't give it away, but a lot of stuff going on in the island. A lot of little creatures, like you said.
I like the pork.
The porks. Yeah, some people were saying that they weren't going to like the porks.
I love the porgs. They're so cute.
I love the porgs. I don't have a problem with the porgs. You know, without giving too much away, they kind of took over the Millennium Falcon.
Oh my god!
And
hilarious.
I think, and the porgs and Chewbacca, those scenes with the porgs and Chewbacca, hilarious.
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 Like Chewbacca this time, he wasn't really like into fighting scenes and like war. He was just more like laid back in this movie, right?
He was
really laid back. In this
That's
movie.
one of my problems with this movie because I also love Chewbacca. Han Solo, my favorite, and of course you can't have Han Solo without Chewbacca. And Chewbacca this time around, he didn't seem like he had much to do.
No,
to be honest,
he was just like there to just be with Rey and wait until she gives him the order to just go but. I mean, I like the scenes with the porgs. So it was cute.
Chewbacca in this movie looked like he was on vacation in Punta Cana. He was
on a cold part of Punta Cana, though.
Was that island cold? I don't know. It looked nice. It looked like good weather.
Chilly, though.
Yeah, he bought a Caribbean package in this. He really did. He was over there trying to eat porgs, and they were making him feel bad about it. And then there's this one scene where like the porgs took over the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. There's like little nests in there.
He just accepted them and they look like his little kids.
Exactly. I don't know if he accepted them. I don't know. Anyway, so moving on. Now moving on to the bad parts about this movie.
God.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that was unpredictable about this movie. A lot of turns that were unpredictable about this movie, which were good, but I feel like there was a lot of wasted opportunities.
They lack developing some characters that I think a lot of people and fans were waiting on knowing more about, like yourself.
Yes.
Like, finally Snoke is like, you can actually see him, not just the virtual part of him, but you can actually see him, and it was well done, like how they show him. Amazing.
I mean, really when you look at Snoke, he didn't feel like a CG character. He looked like a real character, like you could go and touch him like it's a real person.
Yeah.
That's how amazing.
Yeah. It was really well done.
The CG was on Snoke. The computer graphics was on
Snoke.
But like you said, okay, so this is the second movie. We still don't know much about Rey, and we still don't know much about Snoke. And they were kind of hyping that up, like in a way, fans wanted to know.
I mean, they did uncover the really main part of Rey at the end,
No, wait, but you hear that from a source that is not very trustworthy. Okay, like we find out a little bit about Rey from what somebody else says. But you don't see it. You don't see where she's from. You don't see.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the part where she's from, but you can see her powers, right?
Oh, yeah,
and that's like one of the main reasons I feel like, this movie, the ending of it is like, oh, okay, I mean, we can't say much, but like,
right.
That part was well done, but yeah, you don't know much where she comes from, who, like, really, they say a little bit where her parents, but not that much, so it's a lot unknown.
And for me, that's a shame because we're already, like we said, there's a second movie, and like, let's say Rogue One, the main character, Jyn, the girl, remember, the main character, I felt like I knew more about Jyn.
You connect more with that character.
In that movie, they show her childhood, who her parents were, like her upbringing a little bit, and you know more about Jyn in that one movie, Rogue One, than you do about Rey in these two movies. And you know more about the bad guys in Rogue One than you know about Snoke in this movie. And it's very frustrating because I thought they were gonna, explain more about these characters, especially me. Like some people. Different people like different things about Star Wars, right? Some people like the space battles, the lightsaber battles. And me, I like knowing about the characters.
Me too.
I like knowing about their history, where they're from, why, like Snoke, why is he so powerful? I was really looking forward to learning about that, and none of that. I still don't know this character. I don't know what I don't know what he's about.
Yeah, Star Wars for me is like the connection with the characters and like those parts when you don't want the person to like nothing happen to them. You're like, something's gonna happen. Like those for me are like the main parts of this movie, you know, and,
Right.
and you connect with each character.
With each character.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like overall it's a solid Star Wars movie. I really enjoyed it. The space battles were amazing.
Yeah.
The lightsaber battles, I mean, there was some amazing battles in the midpoint.
There were not too many.
There was not too many lightsaber battles, not too many.
And that's one of the main things about Star Wars, you know, the battles, the fighting,
Yep.
you know, that's like, I mean,
That's
one of the main things, and
One of
it
the main
really
draws.
was not many.
Yeah, and I gotta say what you say what you will about the prequels. They had some amazing lightsaber battles.
Yes.
And this so far, you know, Force Awakens and this one, lightsaber battles, not too much and not too impressive. Okay, so there's a lot of surprise in this movie, a lot of left turns, a lot of things that people didn't see coming. Some were good, some were bad. It took a lot of risks. And like we mentioned before, one of my main problems, the subplot with Finn and Rose was a little distracting, right? It took a little bit too much time.
I saw now.
Some people could have zoned out. Some people could have fell asleep, passed out, go to the bathroom, do whatever you want to do. It didn't. And first of all, a lot of plot holes as well. Like their plan to kind of defeat the First Order in this movie, it was a little crazy, a little unrealistic.
Yeah.
A little like, really, that's your plan? That's your plan to?
Yeah.
It to me, it felt like too much of a plot hole, and also without giving too much away, this had to have the longest and slowest chase scene in a Star Wars movie ever. Like ever. And to the point where it was unrealistic for me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I loved most of everything about this movie, but I didn't feel like, when I left the movie theater, I was really like happy with it. But then towards like yesterday and, you know, today, I was like, you know, I'm not so happy. And I feel like I have to go see it again, and I think we're gonna go see it again because I want to really have a truly rating about it. I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna rate it right now?
No, I'm not because I feel like right now how I feel, I'm gonna give a very low rate, and I don't want to do that because I don't think it's fair. Because, you know, like I say, I kind of saw now in some parts, and like that part with Finn and Rose, and I don't know. So I'm not gonna rate it. I don't know if you're gonna rate it, but I'm not because I want to see it again.
You know what? My initial gut instinct, I'm gonna rate this movie right now. My initial gut, I really, even though I saw it once, I really thought about this movie a lot. And there's a lot of things that I like, but it was also a lot of disappointments. So out of 4 stars, I'm gonna give it out of 5 stars.
Out of 5 stars.
Out of 5 bananas, I'm gonna give it 4.
4.
I'm gonna give it 4 because I did have a lot of problems with this movie. I feel like a lot happened, but we didn't learn a lot.
I felt like a lot of things were missing, and I just, for a Star Wars movie, and you anticipate this movie to be like blow your mind, it didn't technically blow my mind.
It didn't blow your mind.
Okay.
So I think I like The Force Awakens a lot better. For me, it had an emotional impact, like especially the ending with Han Solo. Like that ending, it just grabs you. You know, that's one of your favorite characters. And to see him go like that, it just like, wow. It's just, I can't believe they did that.
Yeah.
In this movie, certain things happen in this movie that are shocking, but they just don't have the same impact.
It doesn't grab you.
It doesn't grab you, and I think there was missed opportunities. Some things happen to major characters that for some reason it doesn't have that emotional impact that that you saw in The Force Awakens. So certain things could have been done a little bit different. Rian Johnson, director, does an amazing job with the space battles and everything like that. But a side of me wishes or is curious to see what J.J. Abrams, the previous director, would have done with this material. Kind of curious. Yep. Even though I think he does a great job overall, it's just, you know, they take a lot of risks. Some of them pay off, and some of them, for me, just didn't. 4 stars, people. Anyway. 4 stars. Anyway.